about prophecies. Let's talk about what I'm actually doing. Let's talk about what might be the best course of action considering what looks like it's transpiring, which is just another temporary dynamic system that I'm currently using to guide my decisions. And notice how I'm seeing that downside confluence, right? What happened? What's been going on? Well, CRV was pumping. You know what I did? I sold it. I sold all of it. I sold 100% of it because I think the overall market trajectory is heading down, right? Generally, what I'm looking for is that 702 retracement sell based on the all-time high or the recent local top. In Curve's case, that was the all-time high. So that makes it even more of a powerful gravity. Like, you knew this is going to get momentum, but like didn't break through. Now, here's interesting. Matic, right? Look at this. Matic, look, this could be happening somewhere for Curve. I'm kind of using Matic as an archetype to guide me right now because Matic is bullish. If something's bullish, let's see the pattern. But what pattern is Matic potentially following? This is where we get... Look at this. So this is, right, the same setup as Matic. The first all-time high, right? This is the May nightmare after the first, foreshadow of altcoins, right? And then we had this huge crash, everything like this. So for Matic, it's the same setup, right? Same setup, same May nightmare, the same kind of setup. Is Matic about to do kind of what DOT just did, where it kind of doesn't make it to that 1.618, right? All these different things, like is DOT ahead of schedule, right? It maybe it's making a higher high, a higher low, right? But I'm following these archetypes. So, right, start with DOT, and then that takes me to Polygon, and now my action is to sell Curve here and think that we're going to get a pullback, maybe back down to the 702. Maybe if that actually plays out like that, buy up and follow the archetype, right? Follow the DOT archetype and maybe make that swing. All goes back to that. That regression model is guiding me. I think Bitcoin's kind of got some downside ahead, and the fact that they're kind of like lining up, there's a nice confluence there. So yeah, I'm talking about short term because long term, look at this. This is May. I'm trying to load up. I'm trying to sell these tops. I know, right? They're like, oh, don't do that. That's like risky. You're going to lose everything. Nope. This is what it is, kid, all right? Like, you go out here, you sell into strength, you make your dynamic systems, and honestly, you sell into the strength. You don't question the actual percentage as much. It's just like obvious what points of strength there are. And everybody's waiting for this, right? We're all like mind controlled, to get this idea of like something like this setting up, right? All of us literally are basically projecting that onto the screens, right? But just don't do that. Instead, sell in the obvious strength, right? And what's funny is like you're always afraid like, oh, you sell, it's over, it keeps going, blah, blah, blah. You know what? What's funny is if you actually sell into the strength, you'll see how often it goes only a little bit higher, right? Maybe sometimes it goes a little bit higher, but if you really want to nail that top, just sell into the strength. All right, look at something, just like a few setups, accumulating setups, right? Find your deep pockets. I'm all about those low cap gems, right? What's the low cap gem? TRB, NuCypher are the two low cap gems of mastery. I mean, NuCypher is looking tasty for me down here, right? What's the immediate situation on NuCypher? Most likely, NuCypher is setting up to make a pump to about this level. It's probably going to hit the 702. It's probably going to do that DOT Matic Curve archetype, right? And first it will hit up that 702, maybe chill out for a little while. But the big strategy is accumulate on a basic level. Accumulate these low cap gems that have that utility that are still really undervalued. See, the reason I'm not as excited, I know, about NuCypher, I still am. I'm still holding a ton of NuCypher, but I'm not as excited about NuCypher as I was before because I was excited about NuCypher down here, right? Obviously, like you understand that. So now the new excitement, this is so exciting, dude. This is the most exciting thing this is like all your dreams wrapped up in reality, excepting that, there's very likely more downside ahead from TRB, even though that looks so promising. Obviously, we all want to believe that that's the perfect accumulation zone. It may very well be, but it may very well go lower. This is a low market cap asset. If Bitcoin has this in its future, before this, right? I'm saying this, Bitcoin's down here. TRP could go to like $5, dude. Like literally, like don't even be surprised at all. Everyone thinks their dreams like fall apart and shatter, but the prophecy just gets told deeper. SNX is the same way. Like this is a joke. No one could have even foretold such a brutal, offensive price for SNX, but this is why this one's going to rip so hard. I mean, look how much basic Fibonacci you get on an asset that's just absolutely getting smoked into hell. And if this prophecy is fulfilled in the same way that we've seen it get fulfilled with Mana, in Loop Ring, we've seen the prophecy, and of course, like all of these meme coins, the prophecies have been being fulfilled as they relate to Fibonacci. We're seeing 4.236 extensions playing out. So when you have like a confluence of utility and world narrative in terms of, like potentially decentralizing financial markets and things like this, well, all these types of, really abstract plays such as SNX, New Cipher, those ones, it's just like this is their moment. Like this is when it's gonna happen, and it's gonna set up a huge prophecy for the future because what's hilarious, like this is how the future is gonna set up. SNX pumps out and fills out the the full prophecy, whatever, maybe pumps to at least maybe $94 at the time, at the altcoin season when the stars are aligned and it makes that move. Well, what's going to happen later? It could still drop to like 2 cents, like literally, you know what I'm saying? And those types of prophecies, like, okay, now you start to understand what the future is made out of, if that makes sense. So think about your Fibonacci prophecies, get out there, make Fibonacci prophecies, decide what you want to do when those prophecies are fulfilled, before they are fulfilled, so that when they are fulfilled, you've already made a decision. Knowing all the while, the backdrop of my mind is that Bitcoin has more downside ahead, and it has immediate downside as well. Because I like this regression model right now, so I'm kind of just holding on to it for a minute and watching out for prophecies, using some Fibonacci, being really patient. Patient is a secret sauce. And God damn!
Not your first rodeo. You've seen this one before. Prophecy